Alright, Kalala, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem, Rakakadash. The one to the apostles, salute to you, brothers, teaching the word in sincerity and in truth. I'm gonna play this here. Gonna get right to it, yeah. And pretty much, yeah. This thing is like, I was the other day. I remember because I remember when this had come out in the news. All of a sudden, they kind of reported about this pedophile stuff that was going on. Pretty much, these football coaches and scouts, and all that were, popping. A lot of your famous football players have been, popped. I don't know what else word to use, by a creepy coach or a creepy scout. That's what's going on in the football. They groom him. And what we're going to do is going to play this here, because this is a short one, that's straight to the point. And it says hundreds report child sex abuse. And it's more than that. So it was rife. All of a sudden, they're not taught. You don't hear about it. You just swept it under the rug. But this was massive. And even some of the videos on it that I was watching, there's hardly any views. So this just shows you, man, that, there's this kingdom is a kingdom of wickedness. And that's why we're doing these shows, to expose this stuff. So let me play this, let me just play it.
Lifting the lid on what could be one of the worst pedophilia scandals in Britain. 16 police forces are investigating some 350 reports of sexual abuse at the hands of youth football coaches. Newly appointed England manager Gareth Southgate called the stories heartbreaking.
I played with one of the players who's recently come forward, and the reality of that, as they have said, is that they haven't felt able to speak about that until this moment. And that's completely understandable. I think the world was very different 20 years ago. It is important we acknowledge that and learn from it.
The scandal was blown open when lower division footballer Andy Woodward revealed he was sexually abused from the age of 11 at Crewe Alexandra Football Club by his coach Barry Bennell. His revelations prompted more than 20 other former professional players to come forward and sparked allegations of a cover-up by clubs. Football Association boss Martin Glenn promised to launch an internal review and punish any club found guilty of silencing abuse claims.
If there's been any evidence of a...
And I'm just gonna keep this on short. This is heavy masonry going on here. And this is heavy pedestry as well, because back in, I think it was in Rome, they used to do that kind of stuff where they have a tutor and the dude, teaching him whatever, painting, whatever the F, and then they're doing this stuff. And this is going on now. When you had, basically it's cover-ups, because that's how the system is run. It's witchcraft to do that, and high levels of witchcraft. And satanic, that's why, that's the level, what they're doing. Highest level of witchcraft. As a matter of fact, there's stuff on Aleister Crowley and that. You basically get power and, demonic from doing stuff like that. Taking a boy's innocence, if you will, or however they word that BS. So, just, this is what's going on now. These teams and clubs, that cat come out 2011, and then it just all blew up, and they're saying they're covering it up now, but check it out. You're not hearing about this anymore. And then what they'll do is it'll be a pet. The dude will be like some little boy and that, right? They'll go and live out in the mansions of these managers and shit. Whether it be Man U. That's what was going on. What is it you had? This cat Beckham, David Beckham, he was living out in a mansion. I don't know if it was Alex Ferguson. He was just in his... That's what they got. That's what happens. That a lot of all them great players, they ain't with their parents to move in. and live in the mansions or the flats of these coaches. They're just sitting there, the little boy just living with this grown ass man. So, you know, and these people are gatekeepers. The scout will be looking and saying, well, you know what? Yeah, he can be in, we'll get him. You know, that's what they do. You know, so you got to watch out, man, out there, man. We'll keep playing.
Each of those, so hushing up would be one. Subject to due process, i.e. the police need to be, the right place in this. When it's our turn to apply the rules, we absolutely will, from top to bottom, regardless of size of club.
62-year-old Bennell has already served 3 jail sentences for child sex offences. He'll appear in court on December.
Check this. Not everybody is getting arrested. Okay, so that's not what's gonna. That's the thing. You think, oh yeah, because no, they ain't. There was
Children.
What the hell? You didn't hear about anybody getting arrested, man. We're gonna investigate. Well, what you find out is the heads of the police force and all that, they're Masons. You know. This is E's system. This is the Edomite system, yeah. You know, and they got power. It's their power structure. You know, so they're basically just doing what the hell they want, and that's why the Mosai is gonna take them out. They're doing whatever the fuck they want in wickedness, complete wickedness. You know. Oh, we're gonna take them. We're gonna get them down, put them, and then, but it's getting covered up. That's why you're not hearing about this.
It was quite straight. I remember.
It says something about the scale of abuse in football when Kevin Carroll was a child. That what he says and what happened to him is devastating, but also not surprising. He was 11 when it started. The man who raped him was his football coach, Barry Bennell.
Not a day goes by when that man doesn't pop into my head. Something will trigger a thought of that man and what he done to myself and many, many others. It's really sad to think you go through life and that was the first kind of, it is sickening, absolutely sickening.
This is the first time Kevin Carroll has wanted his name and what happened to him to be heard publicly. It comes on the same day a 710-page report sets out the scale of child abuse.
A 710-page independent review into child sex abuse in football, 1970 to 2005. Yeah, this is what's going on. Your favourite football players and you know, and just certain individuals, you know, whoever got caught up, you know, they've been that's what they've been doing, laying into these football players. So this is what's going on in the UK. You know, football and everybody's, you know, got their team, Man U, the Liverpool big team, Arsenal. You know what I'm saying? You know, and even you know, it's going to be going on with these international teams as well, but the UK, this blew up, and then all of a sudden, you didn't hear nothing about it anymore. They're not talking about it. You don't even come up. And this is crazy, man. You know, that's why the scripture says what the earth is given. Let's get that. I've got it all up here already. It says Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, man. The earth is ruled by the wicked. They got the power to do this stuff. A lot of them individuals are, like I said, they're Freemasons and they're like in these different lodges or organizations, cults, or you know, whatever you want to, you know, the word cult means worship. You know, cult is just something, you know, like cult doesn't necessarily mean it's not a bad word. It's not, it isn't a cult. No. It depends what you're doing. Okay. So they're in you could say they're in satanic. That's what it's called, satanic cults, because they're worshipping Satan and they're worshipping spirits, demons. So the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covers the faces of the judges of wrath, if not wearing who is he. And that's what, like we said, they were the white woolly wigs in court, because the saints, the original saints, had hair like the pure wool, just like Yahweh Shai. We're the real judges and all that. But they're in that power seat to be able to do the mad shit that they're doing. Look, the FA acted too slowly on abuse. They ain't going to act at all. Because this is high level of masonry going on in the UK. Your chief of police, high level masonry. Your MI5, your MI6, high levels of masonry. So this is what's going on. Gatekeeped, like you got Jimmy Savile, and he was with the Queen and them, you know, the Queen and her cousins and family, and that. She's got certain cousins as well. You know, she's actually, I think she's got a sister that people don't even see. You don't hear about her. So you don't know what these are getting up to. They don't show you them themselves like that. You know, they don't show you what they're getting up to and that, man. You're crazy. They don't do that. Nothing was going on. Nothing happened to Jimmy Savile until he died. When he died, oh yeah, by the way, he's did this, he's done that. So this is what's going on here.
Sets out the scale of child abuse within football over a 35-year period. It says 240 suspected abusers have been identified and 692 abuse survivors. It concludes that by the mid-90s, the FA knew about abuse in the game. And it says 240 suspected abusers have been identified and 692 abuse survivors. It concludes that by the mid-90s, the FA knew about abuse in the game and for another 5 years was too slow to protect children, amounting to significant failings for which there's no excuse. But before 1990...
Significant failings for which there's no excuse. I mean, come on, man. This is why a lot of y'all don't know that. A lot of these news presenters, they're juiced in. These people are masons too, on whatever low levels, high levels. These people are juiced in, man. Ain't nothing gonna get done. Because this is what's part of the organization. And like I said, they had something called pedestry, which I'm not gonna go to in this video because it would make it a long video. So, because that's history and stuff like that now. You know, even Babylonian witchcraft and masonry and that. Aleister Crowley. They've got all that stuff. It shows you that stuff. That's what they're doing.
The report says there's no evidence that the FA knew there was a serious or systemic problem of child sexual abuse within the game. That period before 1995 is when Barry Bennell, Frank Roper and several other abusers were working in the game. Frank Roper had convictions dating back to the 60s for indecently assaulting children. But the report says there was no mechanism to pass the information on. So although some clubs had heard rumours, the report says there's no evidence the FA knew or that the FA...
So you gotta, you know, look, man, don't trust don't trust the people. These got demons out here. Okay, don't trust these people. You got children and all that, man. You gotta, you know, protect you because you got demons out here, and you know this. You don't put your faith in this. You just got a lot of demons. You gotta go in the spirit, man. Trust the Most High, and go by the scriptures. But you just got some demons out here, pretty much.
Should have known. Paul Stewart played for Tottenham and Man City, but started out at Blackpool, where I met him today. He was abused by Frank Roper as a child.
If you don't believe in these scriptures, man, you are you're a potential anything. Okay, if you ain't going by these law, statutes, and commandments, then what are you going by? You're under that do as thou wilt spirit. You'll do anything. Don't trust you people out there.
and now works with football clubs on child protection.
I don't want, not just football, I don't want society in general to get complacent about safeguarding and child protection, because these people are still out there. There is no cure for them. And as hard as we're working to prevent them accessing our children, they will be working twice as hard to access our children.
Look, man, this is your parents give their children up to these organizations and the clubs. They don't just grab them off the street and bring them to these mansions and that. You just volunteer. I want my son to be in a certain league, because there's the top leagues, to get a lot of those top leagues. You to be in that special club. You have to get scouted. It's like the special boys club, but there's a name for it. And then you'll go to the top mansions, where it's just a couple of old Edomite guys and you know young, like certain people and scouts and younger Edomite guys, and they've got the kids in the mansion living with them. Right, so that's what's going on out here, and that's the real now. Is the Channel 4 News and all that going to really go into that deep? I doubt it. So you know, I'm not going to play the whole thing, because I want to keep this a short one. But that's the level of this. I read it, where it really goes.
I welcome it, and I'm now keen to see what comes from it.
What would you have liked the review to recommend that it didn't?
I would like it to have recommended external scrutiny, an agency that puts in checks and challenges, that's truly independent of the FA.
See, it's just all up in the air. I'm not going to watch all this, because at the end of the day, this is what's going on out here. You know, uncertainty, lack of justice. There's no judgment that go forth. And by the way, according to the scriptures, which it is talking about Babylon the Great, the Lord is exposing all the wickedness. It's Isaiah 47:3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, thy shame shall be seen. What's really going on in society is put out there. All right, so you know, I might touch on this in depth in another video, because there's a whole, look how long that report is. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. But what you need to know is this is really coming from controlled Masonic cults. That's why ain't nothing getting done, because it's, you know, it's people with power doing this stuff. It ain't just a rogue dude. Like, that's how they're trying to play it. Or it's just this one rogue individual decided. Nah, bullshit. BS, man. All right, with that, I'm gonna say shalom.